Hey friends, it's Angela. I will be back with the first official episode of Season 14 of Truth for Teachers in early August. But I wanted to pop in quickly this month to let you know that the 40-Hour Workweek program is now enrolling, and there are some big developments. I created the 40-Hour Teacher Workweek program back in 2015. And despite the name, the goal isn't actually to work 40 hours a week. The goal is to maximize your contractual work hours. And that's what's usually around 40 hours a week, right? So if you maximize your contractual work hours, you won't be working endlessly on nights and weekends. The average teacher is working 62 hours a week when they join and 51 hours a week when they complete the program. So it's not a 40-hour work week for most, although many do keep to their contractual hours. The typical savings is 11 hours a week. And that's around 500 hours a year. It's really the difference between burning out and making teaching a more sustainable career. And that's my whole goal. And here's the thing. A lot of what creates teacher burnout is stuff beyond teachers' control. I can offer individual solutions to a lot of problems, from grading hacks to ideas for streamlining lesson planning to strategies for managing email and staying organized. All that stuff is in the 40H2W, and it makes a massive difference for teachers. But ultimately, we can't solve systemic problems with individual solutions. We need collective problem solving. Ideally, teachers will be working in schools with administrators who also see the value in work-life balance, who create a school-wide culture that's focused on well-being and reducing time wasters and unnecessary work. Now, you're probably thinking, that's an ideal. All right, that is not reality. My principal expects us to do whatever it takes for kids and doesn't care how many hours I work. This is something my school leaders would never get behind. But you might be surprised to know that your principal could be one of hundreds who have contacted me over the years asking, is there a 40-hour program for administrators? Because the truth is, everyone who works in schools feels overwhelmed by all of the responsibilities. That feeling of never being able to get ahead and never having done enough and being pulled in 100 different directions, it isn't unique to teachers. Administrators are feeling it too. And one of the root problems is that the way that we traditionally do school is inefficient. There's a lot of broken systems, there's a lot of cumbersome bureaucracies within most schools that just haven't been reimagined. So administrators, meaning principals, assistant principals, deans, counselors, everyone else carrying that load of school-based leadership, they need support too. And when their workload is simplified and streamlined and their energies are focused on what matters most, everyone else in the school benefits. So beginning this summer, we're going to be piloting the 40-hour leadership program for administrators, and we'll be working with a select group of schools that truly want to innovate. The goal for administrators is similar to the goal for teachers. It's not about working 40 hours. It's about being intentional with your time. So their program is 5 modules, and it will help administrators do a time audit to figure out where teachers' time is being spent and what they can remove from teachers' plates. It will also help them create more efficient and effective procedures for meetings and email and all kinds of things. So 40-hour leadership is really designed to change systems. It's focused not only on what's best for kids, but also on what is sustainable and manageable for the adults responsible for them. We believe a system is not best for kids if it causes the adults to burn out and subsequently underperform or quit. If we want to reduce the attrition crisis, we have to center the well-being, care, and work-life balance of those working in our schools. So great teaching and great school leadership isn't achieved by working harder or putting in longer hours. It's achieved by prioritizing things that make the biggest impact. When administrators have the tools and support they need to be organized and manage their time well, everyone else in the school benefits. And we're going to be offering a special version of 40-hour for instructional coaches as well. This is something that I've been asked about countless times, but honestly, I didn't have the bandwidth to create it. And then back in April, Nicole Turner of Simply Coaching approached me about having her team co-create the materials. And everything really fell into place quickly over these last couple of months. So Nicole and I are working together to create a course that will help instructional coaches prioritize tasks and organize their time, and then help the teachers they work with to do the same. So it covers how to create coaching cycles and focus on growing teachers and tiering teachers for support. There are processes and templates to help instructional coaches streamline data collection, streamline observations, and streamline the professional development that they present to staff. The program also covers some basics on how to coach teachers to be intentional with their time. We anticipate releasing some of the 40-hour instructional coaching materials on July 1st when the 40-hour Teacher Workweek program begins. But we are announcing August 15th as the final date when the entire coaching program is going to be ready, just to make sure that we're not rushing or cutting any corners trying to meet a tight deadline. So you can pre-order the 40-hour instructional coaching program now, and then you'll get the materials the moment they're released. So if you love this idea of maximizing contractual hours, if you are so energized by the idea of creating a school-wide culture that is focused on productivity and well-being, if you want to support me in helping to make education a more sustainable career path, here's what you can do to get in line with this vision and help support the work. First off, if you haven't taken the 40-hour Teacher Workweek program yet, we are accepting new members through July 15th. It's a year-long program that begins each July, and it supports you as a teacher through each season of the school year. So summer's the only chance to begin with a cohort of like-minded educators. You can get in the program and start leading by example in your school. Find ways to set boundaries and still do a great job for kids. Show your colleagues and administrators that it's possible. And if you can find a like-minded colleague, we have a Join with a Friend bonus. If you enter each other's names in the referral section when you each sign up individually, you will both get your own $20 Amazon gift card in September. Having a colleague go through the program with you will enable you to get even better results and start shifting norms in your school. So see if you can find one teacher friend in your school to join with you. If you have a good relationship with your administrators or with your instructional coach, let them know about the programs that we're offering for them. 40-hour leadership and 40-hour instructional coaching are designed to make their jobs simpler and less stressful. So they should at least be interested in checking it out, right? Like, just pass along the link. I'll put it in the show notes. And you can also give your administrator a PDF brochure we have that explains how the various programs work. So feel it out, see what they think. And if you get a good response, you may be able to get your admin on board to pay via purchase order for 40-hour teacher, 40-hour leadership, or 40-hour instructional coaching programs. We have an awesome customer support team that can answer questions about paying with school funds and help get everyone set up so that no one is having to pay out of pocket for this. Obviously, that's the goal here, to get everyone in the school using shared vocabulary and shared strategies, working toward a shared vision. But if you need to, you can baby step toward that as your school budget allows. Maybe just you and your principal start for this year, and you just kind of expand from there. If you have already taken the Teacher Workweek program, please don't be shy about telling other educators about it. We've had 42,000 teachers go through the teacher program, and it sounds massive, but there's like 3.5 million teachers in the U.S. alone. We've only reached maybe 1% of them. And if they're not listening to teacher podcasts or reading teaching blogs or following teacher social media accounts, they may not know that there is a more sustainable approach to their work. Your recommendation of the program means way more than me telling them about it. And in fact, I credit the success of 40-hour almost entirely to word of mouth, to teachers who take the leap of faith, see that it works, and then tell their friends that it's the real deal. So please let your union representatives know, let your colleagues know, post on your social channels. That referral program applies for you too. If someone lists your name and email when they sign up, you get a $20 Amazon gift card for each person you refer. And if you've done the teacher program and you're now an administrator or an instructional coach, see if you can secure funding for those programs. Those jobs are very different from teaching, so there's not a lot of overlap between what you've already done and what's included in the leadership and coaching programs. So it would be totally worth it for you to enroll in the program that fits your current position. Friends, this is our year. We are in a great time of transition in education. We are on the brink of a brand new phase. I want you as a teacher to help shape what's coming. I want you to have a voice in figuring out which aspects of pre-pandemic teaching we're going to try to return to, and thinking about what we tried this past year and a half that we want to keep. I want you to have an involvement in what the future of education looks like. This is the time for intentionality. This is the time to reevaluate priorities. We can't just try to rush back to normal in the way everything was before, when what we had before wasn't working for all teachers and kids. Do not settle for normal this coming school year. Take control of your personal and professional development. Lead the change in your school to focus on how to do fewer things better. We have to find a sustainable approach to the work in education, and all of these 40-hour tools can help. I am so excited to see what happens next with the teachers, instructional coaches, and administrators who utilize these programs. It is going to be so exciting. Just go to 40htw.com to learn more. It's 40htw.com. You can do this. And remember, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be worth it.